writes atop of it that he was Herald of England." There was a great silence upon these last strange words, and Hugh hid his face on my shoulder, woman fashion. "It is most cruel true," he whispered to me. "The old man proved it to me at the beat after you left, and again in our hut even now. It is Harold, my king." De Aquila crept forward. He walked about the man and swallowed. "Bones of the saints!" said he, staring. "Many a stray shot goes too well home," said Rahere. The old man flinched as at an arrow. "Why do you hurt me still?" he said in Saxon. "It was on some bones of some saints that I promised I would give my England to the great Duke." He turns on us all, crying shrilly, "Thanes, he had caught me at Rouen a lifetime ago. If I had not promised, I should have lain there all my life. What else could I have done? I have lain in a strait prison all my life none the less. There is no need to throw stones at me." He guarded his face with his arms and shivered. "Now his madness will strike him down," said Rahere. "Cast out the evil spirit, one of you new bishops." Said William of Exeter, "Harold was slain at Santlache fight. All the world knows it." "I think this man must have forgotten," said Rahere. "Be comforted, father. Thou wast well slain at Hastings 40 years gone, less 3 months and 9 days. Tell the king." The man uncovered his face. "I thought they would stone me," he said. "I did not know I spoke before a king." He came to his full towering height, no mean man, but frail beyond belief. The king turned to the tables, and held him out his own cup of wine. The old man drank, and beckoned behind him, and before all the Normans my Hugh bore away the empty cup, Saxon fashion, upon the knee. "It is Harold," said De Aquila. "His own stiff-necked blood kneels to serve him." "Be it so," said Henry. "Sit, then, thou that hast been Herald of England." The madman sat, and hard, dark, Henry looked at him between half-shut eyes. We others stared like oxen, all but De Aquila, who watched Rahere as I have seen him watch a far sail on the sea. The wine and the warmth cast the old man into a dream. His white head bowed, his hands hung. His eye indeed was opened, but the mind was shut. When he stretched his feet, they were scurfed and road-cut like a slave's. "Ah, Rahere!" cried Hugh, "why hast thou shown him thus? Better have let him die than shame him and me." "Shame thee?" said the king. "Would any baron of mine kneel to me if I were witless, discrowned, and alone, and Harold had my throne?" "No," said Rahere. "I am the sole fool that might do it, brother, unless—" he pointed at De Aquila, whom he had only met that day. "Yonder tough Norman crab kept me company. But, Sir Hugh, I did not mean to shame him. He hath been somewhat punished through, maybe, little fault of his own." "Yet he lied to my father the Conqueror," said the king, and the old man flinched in his sleep. "Maybe," said Rahere, "but thy brother Robert, whose throat we purpose soon to slit with our own hands—" "Hut!" said the king, laughing. "I'll keep Robert at my table for a life's guest when I catch him. Robert means no harm. It is all his cursed barons." "None the less," said Rahere, "Robert may say that thou hast not always spoken the stark truth to him about England. I should not hang too many men on that bough, brother." "And it is certain," said Hugh, "that," he pointed to the old man, "Harold was forced to make his promise to the great Duke." "Very strongly forced," said De Aquila. He had never any pride in the Duke William's dealings with Harold before Hastings. Yet, as he said, one cannot build a house all of straight sticks. "No matter how he was forced," said Henry, "England was promised to my father William by Edward the Confessor. Is it not so?" William of Exeter nodded. "Harold confirmed that promise to my father on the bones of the saints. Afterwards he broke his oath and would have taken England by the strong hand. Oh, la, la! Rahere rolled up his eyes like a girl. That ever England should be taken by the strong hand! Seeing that Red William and Henry after him had each in just that fashion snatched England from Robert of Normandy, we others knew not where to look. But De Aquila saved us quickly. "Promise kept or promise broken," he said. "Harold came near enough to breaking us Normans at Santlache." "Was it so close a fight, then?" said Henry. "A hair would have turned it either way," De Aquila answered. "His housecarls stood like rocks against rain. Where wast thou, Hugh, in it?" "Among Godwin's folk, beneath the Golden Dragon till your front gave back, and we broke our ranks to follow," said Hugh. "But I bade you stand! I bade you stand! I knew it was all a deceit." Harold had waked, and leaned forward as one crying from the grave. "Ah, now we see how the traitor himself was betrayed," said William of Exeter, and looked for a smile from the King. "I made thee bishop to preach at my bidding," said Henry, and turning to Harold, "Tell us here how thy people fought us," said he. "Thy sons serve me now against my brother Robert." The old man shook his head cunningly. "Na, na, na!" he cried. "I know better. Every time I tell my tale, men stone me. But, thanes, I will tell you a greater thing. Listen!" He told us how many paces it was from some Saxon saint's shrine to another shrine, and how many more back to the abbey of the battle. "Aye," said he, "I have trodden it too often to be out even 10 paces. I move very swiftly. Harold of Norway knows that, and so does Tostig my brother. They lie at ease at Stamford Bridge, and from Stamford Bridge to the Battle Abbey it is." He muttered over many numbers and forgot us. "Aye," said De Aquila, all in a muse. "That man broke Harold of Norway at Stamford Bridge, and came near to breaking us at Santlache, all within 1 month." "But how did he come alive from Santlache fight?" asked the King. "Ask him. Hast thou heard it, Rahere?" "Never. He says he's been stoned too often for telling the tale. But he can count you off Saxon and Norman shrines till daylight," said Rahere, and the old man nodded proudly. "My faith," said Henry after a while, "I think even my father the great Duke would pity if he could see him." "How if he does see?" said Rahere. Hugh covered his face with his sound hand. "Ah, why hast thou shamed him?" he cried again to Rahere. "No, no," says the old man, reaching to pluck at Rahere's cape. "I am Rahere's man. None stone me now," and he played with the bell on the scollops of it. "How if he had been brought to me when you found him?" said the King to Rahere. "You would have held him prisoner again, as the great Duke did," Rahere answered. "True," said our King. "He is nothing except his name. Yet that name might have been used by stronger men to trouble my England. Yes, I must have made him my life's guest, as I shall make Robert." "I knew it," said Rahere. "But while this man wandered mad by the wayside, none cared what he called himself." "I learned to cease talking before the stones flew," says the old man, and Hugh groaned. "Ye have heard," said Rahere. "Witless, landless, nameless, and but for my protection, masterless, he can still make shift to bide his doom under the open sky." "Then wherefore didst thou bring him here for a mock and a shame?" cried Hugh, beside himself with woe. "A right mock and a just shame," said William of Exeter. "Not to me," said Nigel of Ely. "I see and I tremble, but I neither mock nor judge." "Well spoken, Ely." Rahere falls into the pure fool again. "I'll pray for thee when I turn monk. Thou hast given thy blessing on a war between two most Christian brothers." He meant the war forward twixt Henry and Robert of Normandy. "I charge you, brother," he says, wheeling on the King, "dost thou mock my fool?" The King shook his head, and so then did smooth William of Exeter. 'De Aquila, dost thou mock him?' Rahere jingled from one